Maryland by Maryland is what you'll hear as the horses go to the post at the Preakness Stakes in Baltimore at Pimlico Raceway. Now, this is the 136th running on Saturday of the Preakness Stakes at historic Pimlico Racecourse. And, wow, they've been running horses there since 1870. And all the great ones, Man o' War, Sir Barton, Seabiscuit, War Admiral, Citation, Secretariat, and Cigar have thundered down the stretch in the very memorable competition. But the question is, will Animal Kingdom, now at 2-1 on the morning line, be able to win the second leg of the Triple Crown there with the, what are they called? The Black-Eyed Susans. At the Kentucky Derby, you get a bed of roses if you win. At the Preakness, you get Black-Eyed Susans, which are kind of like daisies with the black circle in the middle there. Robert Shields, a very horsey sort of fellow, my brother, who is the chief meteorologist at WTOL TV 11 in Toledo, the CBS affiliate there, is on the other end of our line. Good morning to you.
Hi there. Well, NBC Sports is touting Animal Kingdom as a potential Triple Crown winner.
Why wouldn't they be, right?
Exactly.
They want you to tune in.
Yes, but I agree with them.
You do?
Oh yeah, I think he's going to go ahead and win the Triple Crown.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How can a horse that was that much of a long shot at the Kentucky Derby suddenly be, the greatest horse of all, a potential Triple Crown winner?
I think that's the beauty of what the Triple Crown is all about, because this is a time when horses are maturing because they're so young. And one of the reasons that Animal Kingdom was such a long shot is that he was untested against the better horses. He raced sort of coming from obscurity, but he's bred to be a champion. He really is. So.
Is the Preakness a little bit sort of, more casual than the Kentucky Derby?
It seems like it. I haven't been there, but it sure seems like it. I don't know.
I know that they have lots of music in the infield. I'm reading here that Bruno Mars and Train and Hotspur, and they're gonna have a good time there in Maryland one way or another. But the race is faster, is it not, than the Derby race, and the field's smaller too.
Yeah, the race is shorter, and I can tell you I've been on YouTube and seen videos from the Preakness, and it looks like one heck of a party. They say that Pimlico is more of a front-end speed favoring racetrack, and when you think of Preaknesses of the past, the horse that wins is oftentimes on the lead already at the top of the stretch. You don't often see a horse coming from behind or from very far behind at all, which again seems like it doesn't bode well for Dialed In. But the race should be faster, and Nick Zito is facing I think it's a $5.5 million bonus if Dialed In can win the Preakness. So you can bet Nick Zito, the trainer of Dialed In, is going to have that horse, as they say, cranked up and totally ready for the Preakness. And it makes you wonder if maybe even in the Derby he didn't have him fully cranked because he wants this $5.5 million bonus.
Why does he get a bonus for the Preakness?
It's another one of those deals where the company that operates Pimlico set up this bonus thing where if Dialed In won the Florida Derby, then he comes and wins the Preakness, he gets this bonus.
So they have a lot of prep races that lead up to the Kentucky Derby, and then 2 weeks later the Preakness, and then I guess the Belmont after that. But so there's a lot of intrigue behind the scenes. You made money at the Kentucky Derby. You did very, very well with Animal Kingdom and the horses that you paired with it.
I hope the IRS is not listening.
I think they maybe are. But what would you have us bet were it, we have financial advisors on the show, and they always say bet with your head, not over it. But what would your bet be for the Preakness, or have you decided yet?
Since the idea of horse racing is to bet a little to win a lot, we don't really want to bet Animal Kingdom just to win, because he's going to be about 8-5. So you won't make very much money off a win ticket, unlike the Derby when he was 20-1 was great. So in this case, we play a trifecta, and there are 14 horses in the race. And if we can get longer shots to come in underneath Animal Kingdom, we can bet a small amount on a trifecta to win a big amount. So the horses I like underneath are horses like the 6-horse Sway Away, who did not make it into the Derby, almost did, but was just off the money list. He is the 6-horse I like underneath, and I also kind of like the 1-horse named Astrology, who is 15-1, to come in underneath. So you could bet either an exacta or a trifecta. One of my tickets will be Animal Kingdom to win with those two horses in second, with everything in third place. I hope some long shots come in underneath them.
Okay, you heard it there first. And if you want to hear it again, if you didn't get a chance to write it down, go to MichiganTalkNetwork.com and click on podcasts, and you can hear Robert Shields give you that prediction all over.
Now, you don't mind that an Englishman is training this horse, right?
Well, I don't know what to say. Queen Elizabeth was in Ireland this week, and they poured a glass of Guinness for her, the perfect pint with the nice head on the top and the shamrock, and she just looked at it and smiled, and she didn't take a sip of it or anything, just turned and walked away. I thought, well, she's doing the best she can, I guess. She wore green, and, she laid a wreath at the memorial and all that kind of thing, and, I just... times are changing, I guess, when over 100 years.
For you, they better have several in backup.
Yeah, right. It wouldn't be just a sip. But anyway, and then you got President Obama going there next week, so it's a big week for Ireland. Now, I imagine this would be your favorite. This would be how your perfect Saturday would go tomorrow. You're a meteorologist, so you would predict 70 degrees and sun. Then you would go over to Kalamazoo Country Club and play 18 holes. Then from there, you would drive just a couple miles over to Firekeepers Casino, go into the poker room, play poker with a big flat screen TV with the Preakness on, having put your bets in. That would be a perfect day for you, wouldn't it?
Wow, you know me well.
Yeah. Because
sounds great.
And the reason I say it is this guy, this 89-year-old Harold Camping, is saying that tomorrow's the rapture. Did you know that? 6 o'clock tomorrow night?
No.
The world's going to come to an end, he says. And so, what a way to go. To have to be at Firekeepers and have a drink and have the Preakness and play poker right there.
Great, except for post time at 6:16, so we'll never know what happens.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the thing. Does Animal Kingdom run well in earthquakes?
I would imagine so. I mean,
I don't know.
The thing was so focused in the Derby, he didn't even break a sweat.
They don't put that on the racing form, though, because, unless you're at Santa Anita, you don't get earthquake very often in a horse race.
No, the comment next to Animal Kingdom is 4 to 6 wide and drifted out late.
What woman would you have sitting at your side in that dream scenario? That's the question.
Wow.
Remember, it's their last day on Earth. It's a dream scenario, their last day on Earth.
Wow,
better choose wisely in case it's not your last day on Earth.
Well, that's a fair point. But it is. It's supposed to be. He's not answering.
I'm flabbergasted. That's such an important question. I can't answer off the cuff.
I know. You might have to think about that a little bit. Pamela Anderson?
It's not like picking a horse, you know what I mean?
A filly. All right. Well, we'll take your predictions. We'll see what happens, and maybe we'll be at Firekeepers. I know we're going to be there for Memorial Day weekend, you and I, so I'm looking forward to that very much. He's Robert Shields at CBS in Toledo. Is it the end of the world? Oh, Maryland, my Maryland.
Population coming